Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Office MVPs. So thank you for joining us today on this lovely Saturday. It's a very hot weather here in our Oregon territory. Exciting. Hoping to get done early today and just chill in some cool weather inside. And so this shouldn't take too long, but today's topic is about courage and confidence. We're going to start off with the confidence factor. I thought this was a very good transition from our previous tutorials and training. So I wanted to move forward with applicable areas in your career that you can use courage and confidence. I had started out with the idea of being in America and our U.S. culture, our U.S. heritage. It took a lot of courage and confidence for people to come over from other countries to the United States when we first started creating our American nation. So I thought those were really good beginnings to show some of the attributes of what it took and what it takes to have courage and confidence in your life and your career. A lot of those people didn't have a clue about what was going to be here in America when they got here. They heard stories. There were few ships, that came back with information, and that it was all unknown. To me, that takes a lot of courage and confidence to go into the unknown, and that is basically what we're going to be talking about a little bit today. I'm sure you have your own stories, which are great because I really want to hear about those. What were some things that you had to do in your life to overcome and become confident, or that were courageous? But again, today we're just going to talk about confidence, and I've got my slides up and I will share those with you. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, I got to share my screen, don't I? Oops. Let's do that again. 1 minute. I got to share that screen. Share screen. Here we go. Courage and confidence. It's all about your perspective. Some people, I think, are born with a little more adventurous nature than others, but I also believe that it's nurture and nature working together in sync. I could share my stories, and yeah, you would probably say, "Oh, whoa, that fits." But we're here today to talk about you, and I want to help you gain confidence in yourselves. So courage is not always about being confident, and confident is not always about having courage. Courage and confidence are in every day. You can find it everywhere. You could look at the police, firemen, people who do emergency management, our service heroes, our military, some of our government folks. You can find it in the man who rescued the dog from the burning house next door, the family, the dog that rescued his family. So courage and confidence, are just found everywhere. What today's discussion is about is how you can find it in your career, how you can build confidence with the tools and the techniques that you have available every day. Confidence is a personal decision that you are going to act and have goals every day, that you are going to repeat the practice. We've done practices. I'm going to use the mock interviewing as an example. We practiced mock interviewing not only just for your skills, but to gain confidence in yourself and those abilities to go in, interface with people every day that you don't know, and do a great job. So you took those mock interviews, and I hope you still are scheduling them. I want you to use that as that presence of mind every day to set goals, achieve your goals, document those goals, check mark them off. You want to be in your personal life to build that confidence, and use that as your practice zone for your career zone. So when you speak with friends and family about setting up mock interviews, do it just like you would a manager or somebody in your business. I'd like to take your time, and could you please set this up? I'd like to schedule an appointment with you so I can practice mock interviewing. I recommend that. There's my ums again. There's my practice. I recommend that for, every day. If you can set up something that is just like inside of work, you're going to have a better opportunity of building that confidence within yourself to be the same person inside of work. Sometimes we want to let our hair down, but again, it takes practice, especially if you're an entry-level person. You don't have a lot of confidence. Utilize these opportunities to build that practice zone for yourself. Practice is everything. For me, that's how I build confidence. The more I practice, the more confident I become on either, whether it's playing in sports, a game, a repetitive action builds confidence. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the confidence factor, emotion versus logic. So a lot of times, because you are dealing with metric, concentric people, we're going a little bit emotional, with emotional intelligence and culture now, as far as, building, people are building their teams and businesses around that model. However, there's still, a logic factor, and you can see in the next slide, confidence in logic is about a graph, right? These are plot points that people can measure. They can measure specific data points that create a picture for them, a linear picture or flat picture. So businesses use this in a lot of ways, right? Data analytics. These are hard skills, can be measured in this way. You can see in the graph here, I've used entry level, oops, spelled intermediate wrong, sorry, advanced level and executive levels. So these are the way you can see a linear pattern in how people advance their career, right? At entry level, you don't have very many good hard skills, you're just getting started. You might from college, which is really great, but your experience is minimal. So getting in there, having confidence, and courage. Courage here, again, we're not quite tapping into that yet. We're going to work on confidence, but your overall experience and then your hard skills, right? Those are minimal compared to somebody who's been, it's at intermediate level 5 years, advanced level 10, 10 to 15, and then 15 to 20 or beyond at the executive level or experience. A lot of times because of our training or our lack of training, or there could be some other inhibitors, you might still see a plateau with somebody who has been in the business or their career for a long time, and they're just, hey, that's the level they're always going to be at. They may plateau off at the top or advanced levels. We have a lot of factors that play into people's lives that don't allow them to advance quite the same as someone else. I like it's called the Desiderata, and it has a really good sentence in there about, there's always going to be greater and lesser people than yourselves. So don't compare yourselves to others. You've got to compare yourself to what you are capable of doing and achieving. Some people are just natural accelerators. It's not your fault. And so you just have to be and asked to be measured on the abilities that you have. And there are jobs out there for everybody, every level. People have been in their jobs for 30 years. Somebody else wants to do more. And so they might look like, job hoppers, but they're really not, or career ladder climbers, whatever you want to call them. I think it's just a matter of how we challenge ourselves to excel in life, and it's not always about achievement or greatness. It's about satisfying our own personal needs for challenging ourselves, and I think that's what confidence is as well. Again, you could challenge yourself, but you might not be good at it. So picking your battles wisely is really a very important aspect of how fast you go and how high you can go. If you are biting off more than you can chew, you've got to rethink that goal, rethink that plan. So again, confidence and logic kind of walk together. This is the logical part of the confidence. Also, confidence is based on margins. So the bell-shaped curve is, where 50% of the people are right in the middle, and they hit that certain plateau, and then others drift off, either down at the bottom or on the sides, and they call that a plus or minus 5% confidence level, right? That people are going to fit in within that bell-shaped curve. Number one is that they're in education, for instance. They're going to be able to learn a certain degree, right? A certain degree of amounts of information. They're going to fall into that median of being able to comprehend a mass amount of information. And then we have measurements, right? So that's how we're measured in logic, how it's measured. So in our hard skills, we're measured by logic. We're measured by the number of assignments we get and how perfect they are. Error-free. So we say perfect, but nobody's perfect, and I believe that shooting for 100% perfection all the time that's an unrealistic expectation and goal. However, to always achieve, work towards achieving that is really beneficial. So again, the hard skills can be measured in how many test scores, what your test scores are on Office, Outlook, PowerPoint, Word, Excel, maybe even access database. I don't know that they have a SharePoint test yet, which I think would really be great. But you're measured on through prove it tests, test scores, how well you do in these areas of your hard skills, which are utilizing office tools. There's also reading, writing, grammar. You're measured in your typing skills, how fast you can type. Those are hard skills that can be measured. And so there's some other measurements too. We got office procedures, time management, financial responsibility, trustworthiness, right? Are your financials done on time? Have you had any delay in getting payments made? So you do a PO, purchase orders, SAP is the program, or Amex. That's what I've used in my past experiences, Amex tools and SAP. So being able to get those POs in on time and have the payments made through the accounts payable process, those are very functional and tangible ways to measure your success. There's deadlines. So every month we have a payment cycle. So all of your credit cards have to be reconciled, through the systems, and kicked out a report and notice sent to your manager. So those are, again, those are hard skills, can be measurable. Time management. Are you there on time every day? Or, are you always late? If there is a time, a lot of times, like in the senior levels, the managers will come in at 9 o'clock. But there's still an expectation you'll be there between 8 and 8:30. We don't need you to clock in. You're not required to do that. There's a lot of nice corporate environments where that's not the expectation. I've even seen some other areas, that don't require being clocking in and clocking out. I think that's a government thing. I've been there where you have to sign in and out every time you leave your desk, and it was, to me, that was wasn't an area I enjoyed a lot. I preferred the accountability and being responsible for my time. So knowing yourself, those are confidence issues, about what that you aren't interested in working in, and so making sure that you don't apply for jobs or you don't work in that career environment that isn't a positive place for you in your career and that's going to advance you in a direction that you're comfortable with. I was the office manager in one of my positions, but I was there, 8:30. That was great, and I didn't have to clock in, but I was responsible and accountable. I was on call for the office, so if there was an emergency and we had secure site, then I was the on-call person. So that accountability, those time managements, did I answer the phone? Was I able to get that call? And what happened out of that? So these are measurable areas that are tangible, and they build confidence. So when you built the confidence in your hard skills, those are, again, measurable data points you can take in your career to facilitate a higher advancement. You're working towards advancement, and you take these data points and you say, out of 100 questions, I got 100%. So you can see Group A, Group B. I just use time and task and result. So it could be, hey, I never missed a day in a year, or I was sick once, or my kid was sick once, but I was there every day, 8 to 5, and I took full, I had full capacity in my work environment. So those are data points you can take with you and are verifiable by your manager. So he knows, yeah, she was here every day. We went on vacation and she was still there, So those are very important aspects of creating a good positive image as you're advancing in your career, and gives other people confidence in yourself that my risk of hiring this person is going to be lower than hiring a high-risk person, which so when it's hard, it's kind of a the risk factor for somebody who isn't as responsible is much higher for that manager to hire than the person who is a very steadfast and responsible individual. So the risk factor for hiring that, you know, the higher, the more responsible person is less risk for that manager, because they have proven through their conduct, their work, that they have been on time and responsible. So that, however, the manager has to risk what is more important to me. So these are the confidence factors, right? The logic of employment is about your status as an employee and your performance. So you need to build metrics on different levels. Number one are logic levels, hardcore, you know, measurable data points, and then there's the soft skills. So confidence factor, sorry, and average confidence and low factor. Okay, confidence factor. So I kind of went through these, you know. You've got executive level, advanced level, and entry level. These are the expectations, right, of people at these different levels. Of course, we all know this, but I'm going over it again because I might have new people coming in, and you know, they're looking to advance their career. So as the advanced people in our industry, I've got over 18 years. The entry-level intermediate person might come in at 75–80%, but you're going to have a hard time if you can't prove college-wise, scholastic-wise, some other type of form, you know, prior to leaving college, that your responsibility and your ability to perform in a job is going to have a good high confidence factor for that manager to hire you. They hire interns all the time, right? So these interns, though, have proven in some way in their life before college and during college that they have been responsible, educated, you know, they've gone to class every day, they've gotten straight A's every day. Those are factors, right? Those are hard data points that a person, an employer, is going to look at and say, look, this person's worth my risk. I want to hire them, and I will bring them in as an entry-level person because they've showed, you know, specific criteria over time that has established a good record, a good reputation. We've talked about reputation and character. So these are things you're carrying in. And as I've, you know, transitioned through my topics, this is how we're weaving and why I've gone the route I have. We're building up to the, you know, this great human being you're going to carry forward into your job. And so the entry-level, intermediate person, these are all, you're building skills, you're building character, you're building reputation. You're advancing in your career, and you're taking all of that work with you, but you have to establish it, and this is how you do it. So one by one by one. So here, you know, you can see that the expectation at the executive level management is going to be 100%, right? There's going to be very few errors these people make because they are experts. If you can't achieve that, then you're going to be in the advanced intermediate levels, because your whatever it is, your focus, your, you know, ability to pay attention to detail and not make mistakes. The folks up at the CEO and executive levels are those high achievers, right? So they expect that from the people that are supporting them as well. They can't afford not to have an expert achiever working with them, because they have appointments to make, they have customers, they have a business. So that is how you are going to, succeed in advancing your career, is by either achieving those milestones and those data points, or, rest that, hey, I'm going to always be an advanced intermediate person. I'm okay with that. That's part of confidence. Then we're going to the emotional side. So here we are with the emotional confidence and how these differ. So the emotional confidence, right, is knowing yourself. Know thyself to be true. And when you know yourself, you're fine, right? That's really the case, and the most important thing is that, you know what, I'm never going to be that 100% perfection person all the time. So I'm happy with being the 98.9% all the time. That to me is still a perfectionist. Don't miss much, few errors here and there, missed phone call, maybe a missed meeting, but overall 18 years, the record stands for itself, and that's what you want to carry forward. So make sure that you document those things as you're going through your career. Take data points. It's easy to do. Get a spreadsheet. Through the year, I scheduled 659 bridges. I had 35 senior engineers on a team, and I had 3,500 rooms that I scheduled for them, individual meeting series or whatever, right? So those are data points that you can carry forward and show your ability to have a good record. So your confidence, your logic. Okay, so now we're going to go into emotional again. I went back to my data points, but we're going into emotional. This is the soft skills. So this is the area of confidence where, you might be a team lead, or you want to be, but you have to be good with people. You have to have good communication skills. You have to have, be a team player. You might be the point of contact, and so you're going to have interfacing all the time, and that is a communication. That's a soft skill. It's not something that you can, unless, well, I guess you could measure it, right? How many times did you anger a customer by not being nice and polite to them, or were you rude and disrespectful, right? So those are measurable, and they do measure them, but it's not quite the same as like the number of times an airline didn't, you didn't get booked or something like that, or there was a bridge that wasn't gotten in an important meeting, so, or a calendar meeting got lost. Those, yeah. So the communication skills are: is this person able to communicate effectively with their teammates? Do they hurt people's feelings? Do they say silly things? I've been known to make a faux pas, and but I'm like, well, people said crazy things to me too, but I don't get all bent out of shape about them. If it happened repeatedly, that would be that might make me upset, but I'd still try to talk to them about it. And I think the toughest thing in life is I'm a truthful person, so that's an emotional confidence, is being truthful. I think the hardest thing in life is sometimes telling the truth, but it gets easier over time. So if you're always truthful, it's just becomes the way you are. I think being truthful is really an important aspect and character. But again, it's an emotional confidence. A lot of people are afraid to tell the truth. They don't want to get in trouble. That's at work, at home. But the longer and more often you practice being truthful, the less difficult and the more confidence you have in doing it all the time. So if you made a mistake, for instance, right, or you missed a phone call or said something, that might not have been taken very well, you can admit to those things. That's confidence, right? That's confidence in yourself that, no matter what comes out of it, I'm going to be okay. I'm confident that I made a mistake, and I'm going to accept the responsibility for that outcome, and I'm going to repair it. So having the opportunity to repair something, it builds confidence too. If you're always told, well, you're just going to be in trouble every single time, and we're going to reprimand you without rewarding you or, you know, giving you another opportunity to fix it, that doesn't build confidence. So it kind of works on both sides. And again, these are places that you need to find for yourself where you're going to be trained. You know, you're going to have opportunities to make your errors and then fix them, and not be I say bullied. So again, soft skills are things like a corporate ambassador. You know, you could do that as a soft skill. Being a mentor, right? That's personal relationships with people in your office. It doesn't mean that it has to be another admin. It could be an intern. These are soft skills that you can build on, and they bring and help build emotional confidence. When you feel good about things that you've done and you want to share them with others, I think that always builds confidence in yourself, and it builds confidence in other people. So when you mentor somebody, you are helping their confidence, and that, you know, it just kind of cycles around. I like how that works, a circle of hands. You got performance evaluations. You know, does a person accept criticism? I believe that's a soft skill. Takes initiative, soft skill. Accepts responsibility, follows directions, active listening, follow through. These are all soft skills. And you can measure those. You know, when I ask so-and-so, I'll use my own name, Melissa, to, you know, to do these set of tasks, did she follow through? Did she listen to the directions I gave her? And when I came back and told her what was wrong with it, did she accept criticism? So it's your emotional state. Yes, oh, I see what you're saying. I understand. Yes, I'll fix that. Thank you for pointing that out. I appreciate you going over this, the results with me, so that I can do it better the next time. So those are again, ways that you can work with your emotional confidence through soft skills. Because I think too, oh, sorry, I was like extending on this. I think when we are dealing with non-tangible, less obvious, our personality, right? Our personality, it affects our emotional state, because, you know, we all want to be liked and appreciated, and those emotional areas are a little less obvious than, say, a tangible skill, hard skill. So anyway, these are my 2 cents worth. So Better You starts today, and I want to hope that you all have ways that you can facilitate your advancing your career by using some of these techniques and skills, and understanding that building confidence is 2 things. You know, got logic and emotion, and applying those in your work environment is going to really help you succeed. When people see that you understand both of those levels, they're going to, you know, say, wow, okay, this person's really in tune with what's going on in the career, and they're willing to build those areas out in themselves. So those are very valuable attributes of a manager when he's hiring somebody, that he's willing to take the risk, that you are going to face your challenges with confidence and courage. I hope you enjoyed today's session. It wasn't too long, and I look forward to our next session, and we'll build out on courage with that. So I'll have my next set of slides, and I'll put these up on officemvps.com, so you can all find them there. And I hope you're staying cool. Ours are supposed to hit up in the 3-digit here, so that should be an interesting week ahead. At any rate, I hope you enjoyed the slideshow, and I look forward to next week. Have a great week. Bye.